Hey, thanks for calling the Beards and Sundries Market. You've reached Jay. Leave a message after the tone.
Hey, Beardos. This is Derek with the Good Beard. First of all, thank you again for giving me that title. I really do appreciate it. Also, just so you know, I was previously employed by the corporate sponsor, but I was let go when the president found out that I was listening to your pod on company time. So, Joe, you actually have heard my voice before. Loved your toxic masculinity episode. I think Jay's game kind of reinforced that even our most famous and revered people have toxic traits in their background. On a side note, my handkerchief is Hunter Green. Love you guys and keep up the good work. Oh, and one more thing. I have never yelled at a beardo like this before. I was rooting for you, Jay. We were all rooting for you.
Oh my God. And welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 7 of Beards and Sundries.
Is it a lucky episode? Find out later.
That's right, guys. It's time for yet another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry item in each episode. And by the way, Hunter Green means daddy or son.
Oh,
Ooh.
My name is Jay, and whatever happened to Hildy's awful designs from Trading Spaces?
Oh, the hay on the wall. Ooh, famous.
I'm Anthony, and move that butt!
Over here.
Beep, 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 beep. And I'm Joe, and luckily I've got good bones because I'm ready for a total gut job.
Okay, Joe wins.
And today's sundry item is houses and homes. That's right, Beardos. As good little gay boys, we are all well versed in the style of HGTV. Housing trends, design trends, and even home pricing. We plan on having a great time today. Later on, I have not one, but two homebrewed games for us to enjoy. But before we get too far into it, how about this week's voicemail?
Joe, actually, before the voicemail, I have one more question. Are you load-bearing?
I am, and my beams are very strong.
His basement is flooded.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you need a sump pump in there.
But you gotta watch out, the attic is empty.
And I need a stud finder. Beep, 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 beep. Classic.
Oh, Derek with the good beard.
Oh, boy.
I love it. Thank you for screaming at Jay like that. Even though you weren't rooting for me.
Usually we're the ones doing it, so this was a nice change of pace.
I also never listened to the voicemail prior to uploading it because I wanted it to be a surprise, but I accidentally hit play and then I was like, shit, I'll just let it go through. And I laughed so loud at the end of that. Yes. I loved it.
Primo content.
Yeah,
also,
it was
let us
fantastic.
know which version of Hunter Green you are for science.
Yeah, just asking for me.
Yeah.
Because remember, Joe is load bearing.
Well,
oh, gut job. I'm sorry. I can't get that out of my head.
Woohoo!
Oh my God.
We're going to rearrange this.
Well, Joe, do you keep your sundries in that spare bathroom cabinet?
No, there's other stuff in my bathroom cabinet, but if you guys are new to our show and you're just wondering what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Now, today it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that otherwise wouldn't have a group of their own. So, as three very homosexual gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Why can't I think of any puns? I just had like 8 earlier.
I don't know.
Usually you're so good at it. I don't know what's wrong with you today.
I don't know. Something happened.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
drinking. Is that the problem?
Probably.
Probably.
I didn't drink yesterday. Well, we're recording on Monday. I didn't drink Sunday either, which is way abnormal for me because you have to have wine on Sunday Scaries.
Sunday Scaries. I don't get stressed about my
What's Sunday
job.
Scaries?
What? You've never heard of that?
Is it a Bible thing?
It's the fear of going back to work on Monday.
Yeah. Sunday Scaries is just Sunday evenings
I work
around
on
4.
Sundays, so
So yours would be like, your Sunday Scaries happen on Saturday.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of
But I
fret
have
about
no
work
fear
the
of
next
my
day.
job, so I don't do that anymore.
I will say mine's gotten substantially better since being on ADHD medication. I'm now just like, oh, I have work tomorrow. I don't really want to go, but such is life.
They're downgraded to the Sunday Spookies.
Yeah, it's no Sunday.
You guys want to start off talking about HGTV, Home and Garden
Yeah,
Television?
always.
So I know my intro was about Hildy from Trading Spaces, but that was actually TLC, if I recall.
That was TLC.
I don't remember what I just assume if it's like a home makeover show, it's HGTV, and I know that's not true, but that's how my brain works.
Well, so Trading Spaces was wild because it was a set of 2 neighbors, and they were not doing like a whole house or anything. They were doing one room each over the course of, I think, a weekend, and they would bring in a rotating set of designers that would do the design. They would help them like the concept, and then they'd help them like do the bulk of the work, and they would get like, I don't know, fun highlights of them doing a certain project and everything. And then the big reveal at the end was supposed to be like this big dramatic, heartwarming scene when sometimes it was a disaster. And there have been a couple of like infamous ones. Like I remember one distinctly. It was like this one woman was adamant that she did not want brown. She hated brown. She hated the color brown. She didn't want any of it in her room. The designer did an entire palette of brown furniture, wall paint. They changed the floors. And it's actually like one of their more famous reveals because the woman like freaks out and has to like leave the room, and they still like recorded it and released it as an episode. It's wild.
Well, a funny one about that is she also said, leave the fireplace. Don't do anything with the fireplace. So, of course, they covered the fireplace. And she's like, you guys are going to have to change it. And it was so funny because, like, the host, she was like, oh, you don't like it? Oh, no. And she goes, well, to be fair, it's just a cover over the fireplace so we can take it off. Which I'm sure they drilled into the rock because that's just exactly what that place would do.
Yeah. With like shitty cheap bolts from Lowe's.
You bet your ass, back in the day, I thought the Carpenter Ty was so fucking
Ty
hot.
Pennington?
Which Ty? Yes. Which he used to be on Extreme Home Makeover.
Yeah. He's
an asshole. He also has ADHD, though.
Well, he's an asshole, though. You can have ADHD and not be an asshole. That's just
what?
It's a
how?
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Let Jay know
Plenty
how
of
so he
people
can
accomplish
learn
it every day.
Shut the fuck up, Anthony.
And not just like infamously an asshole, but he was the spokesperson for Alltel, which was a company I worked for 3 years, and I
oh my god,
I forgot about that.
I did too, because that's the reason I think I got Alltel before Verizon bought him out.
Yep, he's a fucking prick. So, anyways,
because marketing worked on me back then.
And then shifting toward HGTV, which is the more known home, makeover channel. I don't know. There's a couple classic programs on there, but I think the one everyone knows them for the most, I think, could be argued as House Hunters. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
House Hunters.
Oh my god, they're on season.
It's such garbage.
I don't know, 430 by now. I think maybe they have more episodes than Law and Order almost, but man, it's just so addictive and watchable, and the people that are on there are just. There's all the memes that we all know about, right? Where it's like, my wife is a stay-at-home astronaut, and I hang paintings in a basement part-time, and our budget's $6 million.
Which, that's what I feel like, though, listening to them, because they'll get on there and talk about these weird jobs and say, yeah, we have a budget of $2.4 billion. And I'm like,
one person was like,
what?
Yeah, there was one couple that was on there that was like, their budget was like $1 million. And he was like what is it that like a caseworker basically for the city, and I was like, what the fuck? How?
Yeah, I'm like, you make
Don't
no
you
money.
make $4 an hour?
House money.
I'm not saying you should make $4 an hour, but like caseworkers are not paid well.
Yeah, it's highly underpaid, which, don't get me wrong, I get it. In other cities from Oklahoma, like the cost of living's higher and your wages kind of compensate for that. But still, $1 million house for a caseworker anywhere is just like, what?
And she didn't have she wasn't like a doctor or anything. I think she like sold, like she was like a makeup salesperson or something. I could see it if she was a client executive and maybe she was dealing with like these large corporate accounts where she was selling massive amounts and getting these recurring
She's
sales.
high up on the blockchain for Mary Kay.
You pull up and
how much Arbonne did you sell?
A whole she's got like a cavalcade of those pink SUVs.
Yes, the Cadillac ones.
We need a 5-car garage because I have 5 pink Cadillacs.
There was one episode of House Hunters where they finally made it to my hometown, Morgantown, West Virginia. And it was so funny because this young couple was moving there because, I don't know, the husband got a job at like the hospital or the university or something.
I thought it was the university.
And and they, the whole time during the episode, all they kept saying was, oh my gosh, I can't believe these are all so expensive. It's so expensive here. I wasn't expecting this. It's West Virginia. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And I was like, shut up. Like, what do you think there was going to be like an outhouse and no electricity? And then, of course, they ended up buying a house in Cheat Lake, which is like the most affluent area of Morgantown. And of course, they paid way over asking, which was classic for House Hunters. They always do that.
So we actually had I won't say a friend, an acquaintance of ours was on House Hunters, somebody that we knew from back in Stillwater. And it was a wild episode.
Yeah, it was.
It was him and his husband. And they were looking for a place. Was it Wichita or Kansas City?
Oh, it was one of those two.
It was one of those two.
He needed space in the backyard so he could do his silk aerobics, like where you are up in the silks and twisting around. And then his fiance needed a bathtub because he ate breakfast in the tub every single morning. So that was
that was
thing on their list.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it wasn't like he was showing it. He was demonstrating it and he had like sliced zucchini, like squash. And I was like, is that what you're eating for breakfast? I love squash. Do not misunderstand.
I mean, yeah, I love squash, but I don't wake up in the morning and go,
it doesn't feel like a breakfast food.
I want a plate of squash.
In the morning eating squash in the tub. Hey, what up, girl?
Squash and zucchini.
Oh, we know you're squash and zucchini. But, so... And then along the lines of House Hunters, we have to talk about the House Hunters drinking game. Have you guys ever played?
Ooh. No. Yeah, of course I've played.
So there's different variations online. You can Google search it, but it's basically kind of like a bingo kind of S game, but also like a drinking game. And there's a bunch of different versions on there. You can just Google House Hunters drinking game.
Make your own.
Yeah, make your own. But like there are things on there like granite countertops, if they mention stainless steel appliances, if they talk about their commute, if they talk about price point, if they buy a house over asking. And there's a bunch of different rules and a bunch of different ways to play it, but it can be pretty fun with a group of people and you just put on a couple episodes and just get silly.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can have like different rules, like take one drink for like, if they talk about the countertops, because they always talk about the fucking countertops.
But they talk about a man cave.
Yeah, you can get more specific with it.
Surely you've seen the SNL skit.
Yes. We've talked about it a couple times.
That was on my docket to talk about.
Yeah. That is so good.
With what? Liev Schreiber and Liev Schreiber. That's how you pronounce it.
Yep.
And Leslie Jones.
Yes. We were talking about this. Was it yesterday? We were talking about this. Yeah. Oh my God. I love that skit so much because it's unhinged.
I love they just keep talking about all the different ranches and then they go, what about the Hidden Valley Ranch? And she goes, oh, the little packet. And then it shows like a side salad and there's like the Hidden Valley Ranch pouch.
Yes.
But it didn't have your man cave.
But it was right next to that salad. Yeah.
I don't like I just don't like having neighbors that close. I'm just like, what?
And there's that one, what were they talking about? The specific house that was like, they were talking about something or other, and they go, but the bathtub was full of magician. And it just cuts to it, and there's just a magician in the bathtub letting go of a dove.
or there's the one where they talk about the house. It has that gas stove you wanted. Yeah, but it was on the bed. And it shows this fucking bed with a gas stove on top of it, like into it.
And then there was well, what about that man cave? And it's literally a cave
by a river.
I like that. And this one did have your man cave, and they're like, yeah, but it didn't have any windows, just drawings of windows. And like they're like going around the house, and it's like somebody sharpied windows on the wall.
And there was the one house that had the bathroom, but it had all of those hand towel racks like all over the walls. It looked like a hand towel rack
just
display.
A ton of them.
Wasn't there one where like the floor was sloped, so they were just like sliding down wood floors?
They were just
falling constantly.
Yeah, that's what's so funny about this is there's just like 20 different houses, and they're all like, I mean, it did have this, and then the downfall was something just
absurd,
ridiculous.
Yeah, there was the one house that was 1,000 miles away or something like that,
straight up in the air.
But it was straight up in the air, and he went, I'd have to get a car.
And then they ended up paying like 1.2 billion over asking or something, and then it shows the classic scene at the end where they have people over, but it's 2 children and they're all like drinking wine.
And it's funny because Leslie Jones, when she takes a drink of her wine, she's laughing and she goes, ha, 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 and then she deadpans the camera and goes,
it's a troubled look on her face,
bulge out, and like her face changes.
It's so good. If you've ever watched House Hunters, it's the perfect portrayal.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And they end up buying the house full of Australian vampires, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And like earlier in the episode, they had talked about a house being like 5 cents over budget, so they cut it off.
Oh, yes. You know, that is one thing about House Hunters I've always realized is they're like, here's 3 houses. This one kind of sucks. This one kind of sucks. And this one's pretty good for you. And it's also 18,000 over budget. And they're always like, I don't know. Well, we went with the house that's over budget. And I'm like,
how?
Well,
what?
How did you do this?
So all of those episodes,
I hate to tell you this,
people have already bought the home. Like, they've
for sure.
already entered the contract and like gone through. So like, it's already predetermined, but we don't know that. Like, we don't know which one they're getting until the end.
Yeah,
but
it's so fun.
I mean, that's the only way to stage that. Could you imagine looking at 3 different houses and trying to nail one down specifically?
Yeah.
And then being like you go under contract, but then like something fucking happens and somebody outbids you, or somebody pays cash or something insane. And
when Anthony and I moved from Stillwater, Oklahoma to Tulsa, Oklahoma, we looked, I'm not even joking, it had to be at least over 160 houses.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
3 is psychotic. So
I couldn't imagine looking at 3 houses.
And that's what I was about to laugh about was I'm like, could you imagine like going through that and then all of a sudden their contract collapsed because they didn't survive underwriting or something?
Yeah.
Or they bought a car in the middle of
or like the real estate agent doesn't get the
pass
paperwork
inspection
through in time, and so like their set contract date expires, and then like they have to start.
And the production team's just hanging around for like the 3 months that it takes to do all of this. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Or the house catches fire or something like that. Like all sorts of bullshit.
Insane. Yeah.
You know how long it takes from looking at the house and saying yes to actually getting the keys in your hand? It's a long fucking time.
Especially if you're buying from like a not new house.
Since you brought up your experience, when you first were trying to find your house, what was your goal? Like, what were this is what I need this house to have currently?
So we wanted an entertaining kitchen for sure, because we actually utilize our kitchen. And so we found out the hard way, a lot of houses in Oklahoma have what's called a galley kitchen. And that means it is a small, narrow kitchen that leads from the garage through the little kitchen to the rest of the house. And we didn't want a galley kitchen because we actually cook in our kitchen. So we got a house that actually was custom built in 1984, and the homeowners actually use their kitchen as well. So it actually is a pretty spacious kitchen. It's not big enough to have like an island or anything, but it's got really good counter space. It's got lots of cabinets. So it worked for us back then very well.
Yeah.
It still works for us. I like the counter space. I could use more counter space. I mean, with the way I get when I cook, like, I could always use more counter space.
We also bought this house back in 2013 on just Anthony's income because I had my job as well, but we hadn't merged our bank accounts yet. So we were still kind of like independent, and I didn't like put my name on the house or anything. So we bought this basically on Anthony's singular income.
I didn't even think about that. Well, you could always like put your name on things now that we're, wed.
Well, and it also helps that you're married, so
Yeah.
if anything happens, they're like, okay, Joe.
Well, how was your home buying experience, Jay? Because you bought as a single home buyer as well, right?
I did. I was dating
You bought as new construction, right?
I did not, actually.
Okay, it was already built.
It was built. My house was built in 2012, and I purchased in 2015.
Okay.
And I actually bought it from a family previous to me that was, they were a Jehovah's Witness. My neighbors told me about this. And they would come over and like every Easter and all bring baskets of pamphlets and things like that. So it was kind of funny. What's funny is I don't remember how many houses I looked at. It wasn't anywhere near the amount you did. I started on a Monday and I put an offer in on this house on that Saturday.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And
We were looking
altogether,
for months.
I would guess somewhere between 12 to 15 houses because we did it on a Monday night, a Wednesday night, a Friday night. And then I got a notice on my settings that a house had dropped price. And I texted my realtor as soon as we got home Friday from looking at other ones. And I was like, what about this one? So he scheduled Saturday morning. We came and looked at it and I was like, I'll take it. Because I was very simple. I wanted something newer because I wanted to not fret about plumbing issues and things like that several older houses will have because it was my first home. I work in an industry that struggles at a lot of random times. And so I didn't want to buy this house and then just be like, well, now it's broken and I don't have a job. So I had the goal of 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. I wasn't going too wildly crazy. And this one, and I had a very strict budget because I was following the 2.5 times your annual salary thing. I wanted to not be house poor. And so I wouldn't go over this amount. And I ended up buying this house for exactly what I wanted to spend on it.
Nice.
And we split closing costs, so that was nice. But now, I mean, September 4th will actually be 8 years that I've owned this house. And besides a couple of things that I'd like different, of course, the kitchen, I would like nicer master bath, a little bit bigger master closet, and a little bit nicer garage size. I like this house.
We just hit 10 years in our house this past April, and other than a couple of upkeep things that we need to get with, we need to have something done about the deck because it is getting older and showing signs of age. The gutters could use replacing. There are a couple of parts where they've separated from the house, but it's nothing substantially like emergency. There are just a couple of upkeep things that we need to get done. And we want to redo the floors in the living areas and the master bedroom.
But one nice thing is we've got that tile in the kitchen. I love that tile. It
is very nice to have, especially when it comes to cleaning.
I love cleaning tile. It's so easy. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, honestly, we've got like one of those steam mops.
Oh yeah,
that's
I love that.
Satisfying. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have a scrubbing mop, and it does better for the grout. But in between using that, yes, I love my steam mop. So I'm a smidge annoyed with my grout because it makes me want to change out all of my tile and grout, because when you start buying these newer homes like this, you find out where builders cut corners. And the builders
I've seen some videos that are unfortunate with fit and finish.
The builders left all the spacers in the tiles. And so over time, as the grout has worn down, I'm seeing spots in them. Spacers. And I was like, what is this? And it's all my spacers. And I'm like, you
lazy asshole.
fuckers.
You should almost be able, I feel like that's one of those things where you should be able to find out who the contractor was and go back and be like, hey, you are liable for this in some capacity. You owe me a reduced rate. And I'm going to sit here and watch to make sure you don't leave the fucking spacers in this time.
I'm that bad person that sits and watches people do stuff at my house because I'm like, you're not going to fuck my shit up. I'm paying you to do this. I know how people cut corners.
Yeah, that's something I would pay a lot of attention to because of shit like that. Like leaving the spacers in. How lazy do you?
Awful.
I had a coworker. She moved with her family here to Tulsa, Oklahoma from California in 2020. And she was building new construction then. So she ran into issue after issue after issue with her home builders, and it took months and months longer than it was supposed to. There were supply issues. They kept trying to cut corners, and she kept fighting them on it because she would find them and she would document pictures and be like, we're not paying for this and we're not settling on this until you fix it. And she had to fight tooth and nail, like these terrible battles to just get them to do it the right way and just finish the damn house. And I think they moved in 8 months after, like, later than they were supposed to. It was insane.
Another spot that I actually ran into an issue was whenever I started remodeling my bathroom several years ago. I was changing out light fixtures, and they had those cheap, like, row of lights where it's just bulbs, exposed bulbs that most places do. And I pulled those down to put up nicer fixtures, and they did not put electrical boxes behind it. They just screwed it right into the wall. And so I'm like working on this bathroom late at night, and I had to race to a Lowe's before they closed so I could go get the proper equipment. And I was just so pissed.
Funny you should say that.
Oh, we've got plenty of those.
Our living room fan that we have, fan/light, ceiling fan, we went to replace it one year. And because we wanted a bigger fan, it was like summer, and I was like, I want more of a downdraft. This thing's just old. It needs to be replaced anyways. We pull the old one down, and it is bolted directly into a ceiling beam, like just straight into it. And I was like, what the fuck? And the power box was like in the attic for it, and they had run the wiring down. And it was just, oh my God.
My God.
And Joe was like, well, what do we do now? And I was like, what we do now is I take this little metal thing that we need to bolt back into, like, that would normally go up towards the power box. And I just kind of grind some metal out of it. And we bolt this motherfucker right back into the beam and let the next homeowner deal with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God. Now I'm just thinking of all the shit that's happened. I mean, my garage door opener had went out couple years ago. And so we called them to come out and just replace it and install a new one. And the guy comes in and he goes, did you guys install that yourself? And we're like, oh no, that was there before we bought the house. And he goes, they had it mounted to no beams.
What?
And I'm like, are you shitting me? We have gone years with
that
something that's just been
fallen on you.
Which,
oh my
yes,
God.
I was like sitting there going,
shit.
It was after we'd bought both my Highlander and the BMW, and I'm just sitting there going, though that door literally could have fell on both of these cars that cost the equivalent of my house,
or fallen
together,
on you
and fallen on me, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm really glad we hired someone, because I don't know if I would have survived being that angry if I would have discovered it.
We invested in a new garage door opener a few years back, and it's one of those ones that has the camera in it too, and it's a smart one that we can control with our phones. And we took a risk by doing it ourselves, but we didn't die. And we replaced it ourselves.
We didn't have to put the tracks up because those were already mounted. We literally just replaced the opener. So all I had to do was replace the middle track and the opener itself, and all of the wiring. Everything else was done. We didn't have to really do the bulk of the work that is involved with installing a garage door.
Yeah.
Which, Beardos, if you take a look at your garage, you'll see a very, very long spring up on top of it.
Do not replace that.
Spring can kill you. Do not attempt to replace it.
Actually, mine broke last year finally.
Yeah, ours did
It
couple years
scares
ago,
me.
wasn't it? And
Yeah.
as soon as I saw it was the spring, I was like, nope. I called a garage door company. I was like, hey, my spring's broken. I need a new one. What are you going to charge me for it? Because I don't want to die.
Seriously, let
replacing
the
this.
professionals handle that one.
So
Because
get
it's not worth
this.
the risk.
My house they started using another garage door company that made a different style of spring system. That's not your normal spring system. So whenever mine went out last year,
Special.
Ooh,
yeah,
it's different. It's not like other springs.
don't get me wrong. They came in, they're like, yeah, so nobody deals with those anymore because they're kind of a piece of shit. And so he's
Just
like
you. And they spit on
yeah,
you.
pretty much. He's like,
Oh, damn.
you'll be better if you just like trade it out for a new spring system. Which at first, when they said that, I was like, really? So I called around to see what other people would say, and they're like, ew, no, we don't work on those. So then I called them back, and I was like, okay, you can come do it. So
Yeah, I think we paid a little bit more than we would have if we had gone with certain other companies, but they had like a 10-year guarantee on it or something, or 15-year guarantee.
And I think it's only 150 to replace them. And if somebody else does it without killing me, then I'm game.
Yeah. Well, and then the
Yeah,
nice thing is
absolutely.
that they have that little sticker on the garage door, and the warranty transfers to the new homeowner.
Mhm.
So minor selling point, like, hey, if your spring breaks before XYZ amount of time, or you need it maintenance, call these people. They'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which of course mine broke right past the 10-year warranty.
Ugh.
Oh,
I
my
I didn't even
mean, within
think to check the
months.
warranty.
Because I called the same company and I was like, is this still under warranty? And they're like, yeah, but we also don't carry those doors anymore because they were kind of a piece of shit. And I'm like, God damn it.
So you sold the previous homeowner a piece of shit?
Pretty much. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the guy talked about, but he said they used to install them for a while. And he goes, they were so complex and caused so many issues that they just stopped supporting them.
Yeah.
Oh, DIY. How fun. Ugh.
I love DIY when I know what I'm doing.
There's this great commercial that I saw years ago where it was this guy who was installing like a new light fixture in the kitchen or something, and then he finished it and he flipped the switch in the kitchen and the blender turned on the countertop.
Ah, yes.
You remember when I was replacing outlets, Jay, and I was texting you about it because the outlets in the living room on that one wall
Yes.
were wired so fucking weird. And I was like, so we have these two outlets on one wall in our house, Beardos, and they're just the regular two outlets, one on top of the other, except that the top outlet on each one of these fixtures is wired to one breaker and the bottom outlet is wired to another.
That's
So
what it was.
It was
It's
well, then-
wild.
Well, then the other one of those is not wired at all how you would expect an outlet to be wired. And I cannot remember what was weird about that because
It's
I was
literally
also
connected
like,
to the neighbor's house. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I wish it was. You know what I do? I put a lot of like
You got power
extension
strips
cords
galore on
there.
it.
A ton of air conditioners just
But
Why does
Yeah,
these
we were
breakers keep blowing?
55 degrees all the time.
yeah, we were rewiring that. And I just, at some point, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and try to think about why they wired it this way. I'm just going to plug this outlet in the exact same way that they had it going before and see if it works. Because the other one was working until I replaced it. So, and it worked just fine. And I was like, I don't know how that's getting power to it, but I guess it is.
And I have this little plug that I test outlets with, and it'll basically tell you if wiring's wrong.
That thing
And
is
so
a lifesaver, literally.
If I plug that in and it's green, I'd be like, alrighty.
Yeah, the green lights up, and I'm like, I mean, I guess that's whatever it is now.
Listen, technology is better than me.
Yeah.
God.
Oh God, when we went to redo the guest bathroom, I started peeling off it was during COVID. And so I was at home all the time and I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and just do this because I got all kinds of fucking free time because like my work had gone to basically nothing. I was just sitting around the house. And
Perfect.
so I start peeling off the wallpaper that was in that bathroom to find,
surprise, uglier wallpaper.
I was like, ooh, let me get rid of this blue floral wallpaper. And I peel a layer off and I'm like, oh my God, it's more blue floral wallpaper.
Yeah, I was like,
Gross.
why waste the time? Why did you do this?
It was so wild. They just like layered it up, and I did not do it the good way, which was I scored it and I tried to like spray it with that wallpaper remover. Beardos, just get the steamy thing. Get the steam thing.
Yep.
That's the one.
I will say, I'm super thankful for this vinyl wallpaper that's now popular.
I know. I feel like I'm glad it's popular because if we decide to like sell now, we could throw some of it up in certain places and just be done.
So my boyfriend has actually gotten me on Big Brother. And it's funny because I think it's the season we were watching. I think we were watching season 23, so give me an idea of what to look for. But anyways, in one of the rooms, they have the wallpaper, and it's the same wallpaper that's in my spare bathroom, that barnwood look.
Oh,
and I was like, wait a minute. But I appreciate that stuff because even if it's up for years, it peels back down really nicely, but it will take off a layer of paint or something that's on the wall.
Oh.
Yeah. So I painted that bathroom, and then after I got done, I was like, I should have done something a little bit different with this because I needed to retexture that wall.
Yeah, that's what sucks is that texturing.
Yeah, so I feel like that's something I'll need to do before we actually sell. And it's not that hard of a process, but it's still just an extra step.
Yeah, it's a small bathroom anyway, so it's not bad.
Oh, yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, we did that in like 2 days.
Well, we really strayed off our topic of HGTV and went to just home ownership.
Well, I mean, you know.
It was about houses and homes, so it wasn't just HGTV. But you guys think it's time for a commercial?
I do.
I do.
And now, for a word from our sponsor, Hookup Hunters.
This Thursday on Hookup Hunters.
Wow, this space is dingy.
I really love how secluded it is.
Oh my god, this would be a good spot to hike my leg up on.
This duo that just met on Grindr is trying to find their next hookup spot because neither can host. I love the ambient lighting in this park from the one lamp that still works.
Honestly, it seems like this space could use a little renovation. That jagged edge over there looks like I'll get tetanus from it.
Honey, this park bathroom could be the place. I see the stall has no doors, so less crowded?
Please don't call me honey.
But will the spot they pick lead to love? Or being blocked the instant they get in their cars?
I don't know, I'm starting to get cold feet.
This place is no good. I hooked up with a guy just last night right over there.
This alley, though, has some great street views for voyeurism.
So check out Hookup Hunters this Thursday, 8/7 Central on the Longtime Channel, right after Real Sugar Daddies of Morgantown, West Virginia. Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
You know, I've had some terrible hookups myself, but honestly, after watching this new show, I feel the same.
It's also really nice that they're focused on his man cave instead of a man cave.
That's true. I really enjoyed that episode where it was either the drug-infested apartment complex, the city park bathroom, or the zoo.
What would you guys have picked? I think I would have picked the city park bathroom. It just looked really nice.
The zoo.
Honestly, all of them had the classic combo of the mattress on the floor, so if you just close your eyes, you can create your own ambiance.
I'm shy and I don't want the animals looking at me. I have to kick the cats out whenever I'm in the deed.
Ooh,
oh, Jay, how cute. We all know you're not shy.
Look at my penis.
You always turn into a gingerbread man, am I right?
Oh my god. But you know what? I love any episode that has a state park picnic table. That's, primo spot.
I love the public restrooms that have the mirror that's bolted directly onto the wall. It really just sets the mood.
It's not even really a mirror. It's just a piece of sheet metal.
A scratched cookie sheet that's like just attached to the wall.
So you can check your hair when you leave.
You've really got to love those stalls that have no door on them. It really just adds to the spice.
Let's do it in the stall so everyone can still see us.
I have strong feelings about this because Tulsa did that to the Turkey Mountain bathrooms, and it pisses me off because I'm just like, I can't poop in private because you don't want people having sex in here. Like, fuck off.
Guys, I just had a flashback to when I was a kid and we had plumbing issues at the house. And I remember I literally had to go poop behind a tree once on our property.
In Latham or after your mom remarried?
No, it would have been, it definitely was in Latham, out in the middle of nowhere. Because we
Nice.
lived in the middle of nowhere. And Mom's like, you're going to have to go poop behind that tree.
I'll save this story for later, but I had a whole moment when I was out hiking one day, and it's a fun little story. We won't
I
share
know
about
this story.
episode.
This is another episode, the one I poop my pants. We'll talk about it.
We could have a whole episode about that.
Well, all right, Jay. Do we have any Beardo submitted sundries this week?
We do. We have a smidge. It's a little bit quieter week. So Derek, besides leaving a voicemail, also left an email before the voicemail.
Hi, Derek.
And he said,
Hi, Derek.
nobody said there would be homework because we left him the homework to call. So apparently he did his homework.
Oh, thank you. We really do appreciate it.
He did great. So Derek with the good beard, thanks so much. Also, have you guys been paying attention to our lovely posts with the then and now
Yes.
throwback photos? They're pretty cute.
Is mine going to be seen this week?
Last week, we had Aaron's and Joe and Jody and Michael from New Jersey is what we saw this last week. So
Ooh.
Loved it.
thank you
Love every
so
one of them.
much.
Well, all right. Moving right along. Does anyone have something to check out this week?
I do have something to check out. It's not related to homeownership or house hunters or HGTV, but our friends and Beardos, it is homo related. Our friends and Beardos, Zach and Toad, who, if you're listening to this on Sunday, we are currently at their home enjoying their company.
For our yearly company retreat to Minneapolis.
Yay!
Yay.
They actually have a website. So Toad does not only cosplay, but he creates custom harnesses. And he has a website called toadberg.com. And you can go there and actually purchase the Pride Progressive flag harnesses that he makes handmade. I highly
You guys,
recommend.
he is incredibly talented.
Oh, absolutely. Currently, he offers his original version and a newer version. And I know that he probably intends to expand his offering of items on there. But even then, he makes high quality products. It's beautiful.
By hand.
The way that he incorporates the Progressive Pride flag into his harness is gorgeous. Highly recommend going in to check it out. And hey, if you're in the market for a new harness, you would support a small business artist.
You would support local business in another state.
Exactly.
It's local to
you
them.
Support your titties in that harness.
Right.
I need my harness to just be piano keys the whole way, so get to working on that. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sure you could
Hey,
commission.
you know, I bet he would love to do a consultation on a design for you.
Oh,
So anyways, check out toadberg.com. That is TOADBERG.com, and we will include it in the show notes. Well, Joe, you said you have not just one, but two games for us tonight.
That's right, Beardos. I have 2 homebrewed games this week. So, you guys think it's game time?
I do.
Derek, I hope you're still rooting for me.
Not this week, he's not.
You know, it's going to be an
Failed
easy
him
week.
already.
It's an easy week. There's not really a winner or loser with these games. So,
I
let's
was
get
like,
into
great.
it.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
All right, Beardos. So, for today's first game, it is another classic round of Smash or Pass Home Design Edition. All right, I have selected 10 home design trends. We're just going to go through them and we're going to discuss whether we would smash or pass these home design trends. we'll just get right into it. First one I have here, wicker furniture. I'm going to say pass.
Ooh, pass. Even though my house is very close to Golden Girls, I'm still passing.
I'm going to say the
something
first thing I think
nostalgic.
about is Golden Girls. And Jay, I know you love Golden Girls.
I do.
I will say pass, except for Papasan chairs.
Stay tuned, Anthony. But yeah, wicker furniture, it has a place, but inside the house definitely is not it first. And I don't know. I just think it's, I don't know. No, I'm just going to say pass. Well, all right. Next one I have on here is accent walls. And by accent walls, I mean a wall in a room that is either a different paint color or has a different pattern or texture or wallpaper than the rest of the room. And for me, I say smash. I think it's a great way to dress up a space without having to commit to the entire room. And you can do a lot of really creative stuff with it. I've seen different things with like paint lines and geometric patterns and different textures. I think an accent wall is a really cool way to add definition to an otherwise boring room.
I definitely smash because both my living room and dining room have accent walls that match. So that way it blends.
Watch him say pass, and I'm just be like,
I'll pass on it. Even though I spent all that money on vinyl wallpaper and it's not cheap.
I'll smash. Yeah.
I think it's a fun way to... I've thought about doing something with the wall behind our TV in the living room because it's like an angled wall above the fireplace.
I thought like that or the freestanding wall between the living room and the kitchen.
Yeah, that'd be fun because it has that window between.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was actually my prior design of the house. That's what I did, was that load-bearing wall that divided my kitchen dining from my living. It was a fake white brick because we had dark gray walls, so it was a contrast wall.
Oh, I like that. Well, all right. Next up on the list, I have sectional sofas. And if you know Anthony and I, smash
it. The comfort.
So it actually depends on the scenario for me. For comfort and like, if I had two rooms, if I had a den that I watch TV all and all that jazz in, abso-fucking-lutely.
So good for it.
For a sitting room, like kind of the original living room that people see when they walk in, I like it to be designed nice, so I'd pass it in that room. My house currently only has one living room, so right now I'm passing, but I love how comfortable a sectional is.
I was raised with parents that loved a big tall couch on the back because you could lean back and your head would be supported. So that was one criteria we had. We also were shopping for a new couch in 2020 because our old couch had shown signs of age and it was starting to peel. The fake leather was starting to really get ugly. We found this beautiful, amazing sectional sofa, and it has power recliners on both ends. And even on the one end that I sit on, the other part of the sofa reclines too. And then on Anthony's side where he sits, there's a console and cup holders, and it is just the most amazing piece of furniture we have. I love that couch. It's so comfortable.
I have always been a person who enjoys creature comforts, and my house is not for other people. It's for me. I don't give a shit what other people think whenever they walk in. I mean, I do care. I guess that's not entirely true. But at the end of the day, I have to come home to this every day. I want it to be a space for Joe and I. Like, it's our home. It's our space. It should be something that we want it to be. And we should feel comfortable getting there every day.
Yeah. People come to our house and I'm like, yes, we are two gay men, but we're also men. So don't expect better homes and gardens. Don't expect frivolous things. We have our giant sectional sofa and we have both of our TVs in the living room, one for me and one for Anthony. And that's how we do our evenings.
I just imagined an episode of House Hunters and they walk in your house and like, oh, there's a man cave there and a man cave there and a man cave there. And
that's exactly what our house is. It's just a series of
and I bend over and a man cave here.
I mean, honestly, now that you say it like that, I'm like, yeah, that kind of is how our house is set up. Like, my office is a man cave. Joe's office is a man cave. Our living room is a man cave.
Wow, I really fucked up. I don't think anything's a man cave in my house.
Yeah, your house sucks.
Sorry.
You could change that with your spare bedroom in the front, but I like sleeping in there, so don't change it.
It is.
I know. I was like, wait, isn't it a nice bedroom though?
It is a nice bedroom.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
Well, all right. So next up, I have shiplap. Pass.
I'm passing, but I give people credit. I have seen some interesting renovations on shiplap that has actually made it look good, but I don't think I'm capable of doing it, so it's definitely a pass for me.
Your hesitation before saying interesting was enough for me.
I had to debate my language.
I don't hate shiplap, but I think it's an aesthetic thing because I feel comfortable in sort of cabin-esque situations, and it's cabin-esque adjacent. It's cottagecore, and I'm a cottage whore.
Oh, yes, you
Oh,
are.
from Hookup Hunters?
Right. Meet me in my cottage, and I'm like, oh yeah, baby. Oh, my hole's never been so open.
My hands. Well, all right then. Next up, I have stainless steel appliances. Okay.
Smash.
So, 10 years ago, Joe would have said smash. Current me is going to say pass because I really enjoy our black appliances. I think they're easier to take care of. They look cleaner, even though they're not really cleaner, and they're cheaper. It's way cheaper to buy not stainless steel appliances. So I
still like the stainless steel.
I'm going to pass on stainless steel.
I'm smashing the hell out of it.
I like the way it looks. You can because it's stainless steel. I'll smash it. I mean, I don't really have a strong preference, but I like both.
Oh, I'll smash the hell out of it. I don't know what it is. I like stainless steel. I think it looks great. Yep, I'm going to smash it. Bang.
Your fridge is stainless steel, right?
Yeah, my whole kitchen's stainless steel. Actually, when I bought this house, everything was white. And I was like,
white
ew.
is definitely a pass. I know it's not this one, but white, boo.
Yeah, I was like, ew, but it works for now. And then, like, what happened? Then we had a black fridge, so that went out first. So we put a stainless steel in, and then my stove went out. So then I put a stainless steel in, which then I had to change the hood out. And then later I was like, well, fuck it, I'm going to put a microwave up here. So then I did stainless steel that. Then my dishwasher died, so I did a stainless steel dishwasher.
The microwave above the stove is so smart, and it's the best way to do it because you're.
I couldn't believe it wasn't there when I
space.
moved in.
Yeah, it's wild. Okay, so then next up on the list, I have popcorn ceilings, and I'm going to pass.
Fucking pass. Ugh, that's probably where I got
to
all
me,
my.
it says, I'm
besides the
trying to
chat
hide a
pile.
crack in the ceiling, and I hope you don't see it.
Is there a debate on this? Like, pass
Yeah.
all day long.
Pass 100%.
I
don't even need to describe why.
It was it's a way to hide things in flip houses. It's just cheap and tacky. It looks awful.
Yep.
Listeners, if you are choosing to put in a popcorn ceiling, please contact us because we want to tell you no.
We'll talk you down.
It was like a steamer or something, and they just put it up, and then they literally just were able to scrape the popcorn ceilings off.
They
spray it with hot water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do I want to phrase that?
It reduces that powder that permeates everything.
So beardos, if you do have popcorn ceilings and you want to get rid of them, an easy way too is to put down a tarp to protect your floors, spray them with hot water, and then you can easily just scrape them off with a putty knife, and then bam, no more popcorn ceilings. You're welcome. Okay, so then next up on the list, I have natural brick fireplaces, and I'm going to smash all the way home. I think they're beautiful, gorgeous, and I think that painting a fireplace is just doing it so much disservice. Like, there are so many beautiful brick fireplaces, and I like ours a lot. We've kept it the way it is because we have some different colored bricks in ours that make it look unique, and I like it a lot.
It matches the outside of our house. It's the same brick that our house is built from.
See, if the brick is pretty, I like the natural brick fireplace. If it's an ugly brick, then I like the painted brick. So it really just depends on the scenario.
You know what? Ironically, I don't like the Oklahoma maroon red clay brick fireplaces.
Yeah.
I don't like those.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
If it has good accent parts around it, I'm fine with it. But if it's just a bland one, I hate it.
So your smash asterisk?
Yes, very much. Smash, but read all the footnotes.
I mean, I already told you I'm a cottagecore. Like, anything natural,
I don't know.
brick, wood, things like that, I'm fucking there for it.
I don't know why you put an adjective before whore. You could just say, I'm a whore.
Well, I'm also a whore. But I'm also a cottagecore. Like, it's
Hola, soy hora.
We did it!
So we already know the answer for this one beforehand from Anthony. But next up on the list, I have Papa San chairs, and I'm going to say smash. Definitely.
Well, yeah, smash. I said this earlier.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I had a Papa San
temporarily.
chair from Pier 1 Imports
Wow.
when I was growing up. It was in my bedroom, and I had the matching stool. So comfortable. So amazing. The cushion was nice. It did crack a couple times, but it never broke all the way. So it was a good build quality, and that thing is so comfortable and amazing. And if they still make them, like, you guys should totally look into it and maybe invest in one because they are really comfortable.
I have such good childhood memories of being in a Papasan chair at our house and watching cartoons in it. And I don't remember what the cartoons were. I don't remember any of the other context. I just know I was in a Papasan chair and I was covered up in a blanket, and it just felt like it felt like being wrapped up in this horribly comfortable mattress plus, like, I don't know. I felt enveloped.
It's like in the same realm as like a beanbag chair, but you feel more exotic somehow.
I don't even think that. I think a beanbag chair is bleh, and a Papasan chair is
I never experienced them when I was a kid, and as I got older, I think I always worried my fat ass was going to break one, so I never got into it.
Well, all right. Next up, I have Subway tile backsplashes. And for this, I'm going to say smash because I think they're still stylish. I think they're great. And there are a lot of pre-made swaths that you can just stick on the wall, so they're super easy to install.
I do like them. I kind of want a shower with them, so yeah, I'll smash.
I mean, I'd smash that. I don't see any reason why not.
I had a previous coworker, and he redid one of his guest bathrooms, and he hand-laid Subway tile throughout the entire stand-up shower, and he did a really good job, and it was all white tile, and it was beautiful.
You were in his shower with him?
No,
naked,
to use the
having
bathroom.
sex?
Oh my god, no. If only, I wish.
I know.
I never got him drunk enough.
I don't think, well, he's super straight. God love Alex.
I never got him drunk enough to just suck him off. Anyway, okay. All right, the final one I have on here for us is soaking tubs. And when I say soaking tubs, I mean a freestanding bathtub that is separate from a shower. And for that, I will say smash, smash, smash.
Smash for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When we were looking at houses, one of the first houses we looked at was in Owasso, Oklahoma, which is north of Tulsa.
I know which house you're talking about.
Oh, it had, I swear to God, Jay, the master bath. So we're walking in, and I'm like, this is kind of small. The kitchen is open to the living room. There's a freestanding bookshelf. It is technically 3-bed, 2-bath, but everything feels a little small. We get in the master bedroom. I'm like, okay, the master bedroom is big. There is a lot of space in here, vaulted ceilings. It's nice. We walk into this master bathroom. Holy fuck. It's got skylights. It is every inch as big as the master bedroom.
It had a vanity on either end, one for each of us.
There's 2 sliding glass door, like, closets or sliding mirror door closets on each side. There's a freestanding flagstone shower in the corner. And then in the middle of this fucking room, there is a freestanding flagstone bathtub that is massive.
Perfect.
And that, unfortunately, before we got all of our ducks in a row, this house went under contract because otherwise we would be living there to this day.
Side note, I'll edit this out. We were doing a pre-signing tent for Costco up in Owasso on 86th Street that day. The day that I sent you that Plaza del Toro had closed. Driving back to the building, I drove past the house.
It's such a.
I was like,
I
where
know.
are they now? They installed a fence after they bought it, so
I
they
know,
have a
I
fence
know.
now. And,
Which they
oh my
needed
God.
because, I mean, there was a fence, but it was
there
like
was no
chain link.
fence.
I thought there was a
Yeah.
fence. I thought it was chain link.
There was no fence. Remember, that was a big
Whatever. We
bad
were going
part.
to put one in because, like,
yeah.
worth it.
Oh my
because
God.
all I could think of
We got
was
bought out
sitting-
from underneath, Jay. It sucked.
I wanted to sit in that fucking tub and I wanted to soak and I wanted to have a giant glass of Malbec was exactly what was in my head. And I was like, that's all I want in this life.
Bedrooms 2 and 3 were like at the front of the house by the front door, and they were both like 8x10 and decorated for kids, and they were ugly as fuck. And then like the living room was all right, and then like the kitchen was okay and had a sliding door to a grill area.
Yeah.
And then there was like the dining room behind a wall, and then oh my God, the master suite was oh my God.
That's
an
all. We were
oasis.
just like, there was no way we would have room for all of the stuff that we have in our living room now. But like,
No,
fuck that.
no
I don't
way.
care.
Yeah, I wouldn't
sacrifice.
care. That bathroom. I'd live in the fucking bathroom. All right. Well, good. So now you guys know a little bit more about where we land on our home decor choices. So now it's time for game number 2, which I think is going to be fun for you guys. Game number 2 is a game that I'm calling Guess That Price. That's right, gentlemen. I have found 3 homes on redfin.com in 3 different cities. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you the city. I'm going to tell you how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. I'm going to give you the square footage. I'm going to give you the description from redfin.com. And then you are going to guess the price. And whichever one of you gets closer will get the point.
Okay, let's do it.
Sure.
This is mainly for fun because there's only 3, but it's kind of like a, oh my God, how expensive these houses are. Holy shit.
Oh, so they're all pricey?
So based on that criteria, we're not really going to go for points this game. It's kind of more for fun. Just kind of a fun little game for us. That'll make us say, holy shit. Okay, so first up, we have a home in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This home has 8 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms.
Okay.
It also has 11,731 square feet.
Okay.
The description: a grand manor estate home on historic Mount Curve, surrounded by leafy grounds, an inviting family haven that offers flexibility to live, work, and entertain. The owners have invested more than $2 million lovingly restoring the property, honoring its history and craftsmanship while modernizing its systems and infrastructure. The primary family spaces on the second floor offer 4 outsized bedrooms plus an office and nursery. A refined third floor offers yet more flexibility with bedrooms and a kitchenette. Extensive enhancements include black walnut floors and mahogany carved millwork, ornate grillwork, custom ceilings, 40-plus stained glass windows, all backed by custom thermopane sashes that add efficiency to the authenticity of the originals. A tunnel from the home leads to a carriage house and heated garage, all situated amongst lush gardens and driveways with ample off-street parking. A one-of-a-kind property, reimagined Downton Abbey, efficiently modernized and conveniently accessible to all that Minneapolis has to offer.
Okay, that last little bit about reimagined Downton Abbey, fuck off, realtor. But I'm going to go with...
This home has been on the market for 517 days.
I'm not surprised. I'm going to go with 12.9 million.
Okay. What's your guess, Jay?
I was keeping it around like 6.5 because it's Minneapolis and I don't know. Yeah, I'll just stick with 6.5. I don't really have a reason.
Well, boys, I have really good news for you. This home can be yours at the low, low, low bottom price of only $3.25 million.
Are you
Or
shitting me?
an
What?
estimated $24,742 per month.
So right
That's
before you
actually
said
not bad.
the Downton
Yeah,
Abbey thing.
Oh, I hang potatoes in the basement part time. My budget's $6 million.
It was the
My
fact that you said they invested $2 million in like.
So you said
Yeah.
that investment of $2 million, and I originally, until the Downton Abbey sentence, was set on 3.9. Because I was like, okay, that's what this
Wow.
is. And then you said Downton Abbey, and I said, well, maybe it's more old than I thought, and there's more to it. And I was like, maybe I'm going to double this. I'm really annoyed with myself now.
I
have
just
to wonder
so
if the
much
girls
like,
in Minnesota know about this house.
Oh my god. Well, anyways, I way overshot.
When you started saying heated garage and tunnels,
That's what
and
I was like, oh my god, like there's tunnels,
And
there's
then-
a heated garage, like there's all these other features that I'm like,
And then the
this
Downton
sounds like
Abbey.
this. Well, anyways.
It just made my brain go, I think you're underestimating what this is.
I'm hoping I can overshoot a lot when we're in Minnesota.
It's actually really beautiful.
Oh, I know, I'm looking at it now. Whoa. She's pretty. Although this is not as big as I thought it was. And looking at it now, I'm like, okay. the price
Heard that
makes
before. Whoa!
sense. Look at all of the wood. That is mahogany.
So much wood. All right. This is from their old stomping grounds. This is a suburb of Boston, Massachusetts called Natick, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston.
Natick.
This house features 4 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. It's 4,132 square feet. And the description reads, new construction by one of the premier builders in the area. Beautiful floor plan with a 2-story foyer open to the main living area. Generous-sized family room, dining room, and gourmet kitchen with large center island and walk-in pantry. Home office, half bath, and mudroom complete the first floor. Second floor includes main bedroom with spa-like bath and large walk-in closet. 1 ensuite bedroom, 2 additional bedrooms, family bath, and laundry. Lower level is ready for your future expansion. Nice-sized, fenced level lot on a dead-end street in well-established neighborhood. Don't miss out.
Shit.
How many square feet? 4,000 something?
4,132 square feet. New construction.
I'm going to say 2.9.
Oh, really?
Because around here, a nearly 5,000 square foot home is about $500,000. Well, it was a while back. And so I know that Boston's
Yeah,
substantially
no,
more
you're
expensive.
right, You're right.
And so
But
I'm going to quadruple the price.
I'm going to run with 1.7.
So Jay's guess is 2.9 million and Anthony's guess is 1.7 million.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anthony, very good. The price is 1.599 million,
Nice.
or an
Ooh.
estimated $10,003 per month.
I'm actually
Wow.
impressed how cheap that is because Boston
I'm
is
actually a little
a
surprised.
very expensive place to live.
It's because it's outside of Boston, probably.
So
Yeah.
I thought about like a $200 per square foot pricing. And then I was like, well, I'll more than double that. But if I had just doubled that, it would be 1.6 million. And I would have been like almost dead on. But anyways.
Well, keeping in mind the prices beforehand and going into number 3, we're going to San Francisco, California.
Holy shit.
A bargain hunter's paradise, right? Alrighty, for number 3. In sunny San Fran. This home features 6 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. And it features 5,421 square feet. Alright, the description. This spacious and updated Pacific Heights home was extensively renovated in the mid-2010s, maintaining beautiful details, modern high-quality finishes, and an ideal floor plan on 4 levels plus roof deck. An entertainer's paradise, the main level includes elegant and formal public rooms, light-filled open gourmet kitchen, and family room that extends to a walkout garden. There are 6 large bedrooms, all with updated ensuite bathrooms, plus 2 half bathrooms, sun-drenched home office, roof deck with water, Golden Gate Bridge views, and a built-in fireplace. There is a second full kitchen, family room, and exercise room on the lower level. This property includes tons of storage and 2-car side-by-side parking.
I'm going to run with, it's got to be at least $6 million.
I think I'm going with 5.1.
Well, you both are remarkably close. The asking price is $6.95 million, or
Damn.
an estimated monthly payment of only $48,571 per month.
I really wanted to go with 7, but I thought I was overshooting it, and I
mean, honestly, I was at
now.
$3 million until it said 2-car parking, and I was like, oh, it's gotta be 7.
See, I started at 4 million. And then I was like, okay, 4 is a little low.
The way it was being sold, like, you know what? You know why writers are on strike? Because they come up with shit like this. Before we close out of this episode, because we're talking about homes, what is your childhood home valued at on Zillow?
All right, I found my childhood home, and according to Zillow, the Zestimate is $215,800.
I'm actually a little shocked at mine. My childhood home.
I'm pretty I'll have to, Mom and Dad, please chime in. I'm pretty sure when they moved to Florida in, I think 2011, I think they sold it for like $165. So let me know if I'm right on that or not, but that's quite the increase for their house.
Oh my God. Same thing for my parents. It is a 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,082 square feet. And it's $115,000 on Zillow.
So
Wow.
That does not seem right.
Parents' house, 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,265 square feet in Glencoe, Oklahoma, $149,700.
In Glencoe?
In Glencoe. And they didn't fix the garage door paint. It's still the shitty, like, yellow paint that it was whenever we were there. Well, Beardos, our open house is officially over, and I hear the music coming back on. If you're still in the market for some hot daddies, then go call our hotline at 405-999-2242 and leave us a voicemail.
And Beardos, it's time for us to start pulling down all of this shiplap in the break room. So we've got to go. If you'd like to help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on our social media for any additional sundries that we add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a review. We'd love to hear from you, and those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like you. Just each one of you telling one of your friends to listen to the podcast would double our growth.
And if you want a daddy hunt, you can go to our website. Joe is load-bearing, and Anthony has a big man cave.
Woo-wee!
That's true.
And if you're interested for a showing, you can email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com. Also, you can check out our Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Threads. Leave us comments, so we want to hear from you. We'll read it out on the next episode. Make sure you leave a voicemail. We would love to open the show with it.
Basically, as Jennifer Welch on the I've Had It podcast always says, do all the shit, like all the shit, follow all the shit. So, from all of us here at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to
love yourself and bid high for me.
Because we already love you and have been undercut on our contract. Bye.